What's going on, everybody? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and today we're going to talk about guides. I know it sounds boring, but it's not. It's exciting. So I have multiple types of guides. I really, I might do a different video where I show you guys kind of how I structure a lot of my listing agreements and all that other stuff. I literally create share drives, and within that share drive, I got like just a ton of content information. And I actually use that as a pre-listing package. But one of the big ones is creating digital guides. And I'm getting ready to really ramp up and start creating a whole bunch of separate ebooks just for clients. And the reason why is I'm a deep believer right now that you need to educate to dominate, educate to dominate, educate to dominate. People are getting smart. People are smart. They don't need a real estate agent. I say it over and over and over. They don't need a real estate agent. They don't need you, but they need you. You see what I mean? There's a difference. And when I say people don't need you, it's because honestly, people don't need us involved in the transaction. But we know that if we're not involved in the transaction, there's so many things that can go horribly wrong. And this is our profession. It's almost like the part-time plumber. I'm going to learn how to completely rewire or replumb my whole house from watching YouTube. And I tell you, an electrician or a plumber would sit there and go, why? That's just the goofiest thing ever, but look, you can do it now. That's the thing. There's stuff out there. So what I would say is all the digital media that I create actually helps people. It helps educate them on why they should be using somebody like me. I'm giving them the information. I'm giving them the truths. I'm telling them how it works, but I'm telling them how it works. I'm the expert in how I deal with it. I would even say one of the best things that I saw recently, I jumped on a platform. It's called Listing to Leads, and we've been using it in-house, and it's working extremely well. And I'm like, I think I'm going to sit down and I'm going to teach myself. I'm pretty savvy, tech-wise. I'm going to teach myself how to start implementing these products and doing it myself, right? So I start watching the videos, and I mean, the education is fantastic. I mean, it's over the moon. It's unbelievable. But then as you're going through and you're becoming smarter, it's making me realize more and more, I don't want to do this. And sure enough, after every one, it says, and if you want us to do it, just click here. So I'm like, man, I bet you it's going to cost a ton of money. So I call them up, the guy that's actually the rep for the brokerage. And he says, yeah, man, it's $400 a month. And then I started thinking to myself, is it worth $400 a month? Is it worth $400 a month? I just watched all this, and now I know I can do it. I can do it if I want to. I can figure it out. I can put in the energy. But is it worth $400 a month to have somebody else do it? And you know what? For me personally, the answer is hell yes. It's worth $400 a month. I'm not doing it. But at least now I know what they're doing. Now I get it. Now I can watch what they're doing, and I can say, okay, this is how it probably should be done in order to get to the end. That's important. So I actually have multiple guides, right? So the first one that I have a seller's guide. And the seller's guide goes through all the products, all the options, all the opportunities, and I also educate them dependent on their scenario, whether they're older and they're looking to downsize, whether they're younger, whatever it is. I have a buyer's guide as well. And I think the last one is the ultimate guide to selling your house. It's basically an 80+ page book that's just put together, and it's on digital media, and I'm actually getting ready to put it out to print. I've gone back and forth just because I send it as a prepackage and I talk about it, and people actually sit down and read it. But that's something that I've been really wanting to do, is put that out on print so I can actually brand myself, face, and everything else, hand them, a soft copy book. Here's everything you need to know. And I think I've mentioned this book a few different times, but it's just been money because it saves me a ton of time. And I told you the way I save time, I do a lot of these videos for our clients. I do one once a week. It's a quick update. I spend about 4 or 5 minutes. And that way I'm not spending a half hour to an hour on the phone, basically talking over and over and over through things. It's giving them the right amount of information on top of creating the plan of action and milestones. And they're just extremely happy with what's going on. The second portion of that is being able to take that book and say, look, go check out chapter 7. Chapter 7 tells you everything that's going on in escrow. When we go in escrow, what does that mean? And how does it look? How we do it, and all the points of context and everything else that have to do with our business. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't created guides, if you haven't created step-by-steps, I got step-by-steps for how to prepare your home for photos. I got how to prepare your house for showings, how to prepare your house for open houses. I mean, all of it, how to declutter your home. I mean, and there's just a ton of stuff that you could create, and they're all little snippets that you can give to people to help them out to get down the path. And in return, it helps you out. It saves you time, and it has a better educated client that's going to be able to smartly work with you to get things accomplished that you need done in a short amount of time. That's all I got today. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. As always, YouTube, Facebook, the Real Estate Blitz. Drop comments. I love the comments. And go check out me on Instagram, me being KSA Kris, K as in Kilo Sierra Alpha, Kris as in Kilo, so Kris with a K, Romeo India Sierra, KSA Kris on Instagram, and keep watching. Oh, cool. I just saw the birds fly right behind me. Right on. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.